Today, a Nebraska WoodSTR, a woodyard update. Haven't brought you along because it's a little bit dark at nights when I get off of work, but let's show you. Hey WoodSTRs, my name is Mike. Well, like I said, a little bit of a woodyard update here. So if you remember back, and you'll see me cutting on a couple of these piles, this right here was where we had those 3.5 loads of that tree job of all those ash trees that came into. And so if you look behind me here, all of those piles virtually all cut up. I've got a little bit left here. I'll bring you over here. You can see all of these rounds right here, all 100% ash. And all that's left is just that pile right there. So that is the first load that came in, and that was the first load that beat me back to the yard before I could get there and get some of those root balls cut off. So I'll have to deal with some of those. You saw in my previous video, we tried to cut through one of them root balls with all that dirt, and I do not suggest it. Ruins everything. Saw and chain for sure. So, all right, anyway, back over here by the splitter. One of the other things I've done, you know, back there on those round piles, you'll see some of that area was cleaned up. I did bring that back here to the Wolf Ridge so I could finish off this bin here behind me. So today we're gonna measure that up. I'm not sure exactly how much is in that pile, but we'll flip you around here, show you the setup before we tear it down and move on over. Like I said, we'll do a quick measurement on this just to see just how much is in the yard here. We are the day before Christmas. Got a couple guys coming up to get a load of firewood to head back out of here. And a couple guys are coming in town, just want to see the operation. So might see them on this, and you might not. We'll see what happens. Anyway, pretty good load there. This next run, haven't really decided. We're gonna get that conveyor and Wolf Ridge moved to this next run. We're gonna do something different. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Right now, I've just been put these IBC totes, didn't cut them at all, because I'm gonna be thinking in 2025, we've got to cut another step out of the whole program. Still touching it too much. As we start pushing on that 40, 50 cords a year, the ability, hand throwing all of those into a pickup at some point is going to be a no-go. And so we're going to figure out a way that we utilize these baskets and figure out how to dump those into trailers as we get more cords going out of the yard and or filling up pickups. So I would imagine by the time I get here, or the plan is, or the goal this year is to, one, either get forks for the tractor, or two, get a skid loader that's got some forks up here so we can utilize these cages and dump into the trailers, or be able to at least pick up some of them. So two thoughts. One, just leave them like this and fill right in between. We'll only have to pick up what's in between. And then these cages being full, being able to use that to dump. Next thing would be maybe coming through and cutting these off about yay high, about right here. That way at least I can pick up some of it and be able to dump it out of there a little bit easier. So anyway, my guy for the first load of firewood has showed up. Bring you back around here. He just came up and dropped the trailer. So it is sitting right there, ready to be loaded. All right, probably won't bring you the loading. You get that program, but I'll be back shortly. There you go, a secure load of wood heading out of the yard. be a little bit careful when I turn here so I don't snap off that pump. So, all right, if I do, you'll see it. Probably the most handy thing about that conveyor is it's light enough you can just move it around and manhandle it a little bit if it isn't perfect. So my mad backing skills hit it on the first shot, which is pretty awesome, and I didn't break the pump off. All right, keep going. Well, here's the setup for the course of probably the next month or so, would be my guess. We'll just bring in wood with the tractor, put it right by this, on the other side of this log lift, and we'll just keep working everything this way and end up hopefully with another bin like this. One thing that will be different, I know for sure, depending on what I do with these crates, because these tires are not up on the pallet, we will not be as high. So looks like we're gonna lose about 6 inches, so the height of that pile will be about 6 inches less. The other thing I'm doing on this one here, and I remembered this as I've been beating pallets out of the frozen ground, they freeze down. So in this middle one here, you can see I've got this pallet, this top pallet, that lip is sitting right on top of that other pallet. So we're gonna get a little bit extra airflow down through there as well, but also not having to beat it out if it's next winter. So we'll try that program. All right, I know you're interested, I'm interested. We're gonna see how much wood is in this pile, give or take. Let's get her measured up. .44 times a rough 6 by 10 foot. 44 times 10 times 6 equals 2640 divided by 180. 14.6 cords. 44 times 10 times 6 times equals divided by a conservative 190, 13.89. So call it 14 cords. If I average, and I'm selling my cords at $3.60 a piece, ladies and gentlemen, that is what a $5,000 bin of wood looks like. Boom. All right, last things, well, next things. Next time the tractor comes out of the shed, a couple things we're gonna do. We'll drop that blade, get that tractor out of the shed, we'll drop that blade right here and get that all snubbed up, get that into the slash hole, and continue to work our way from, we'll go back it up into by the Wolf Ridge and get that all dragged out nice and level here before she freezes too solid. Get all this slash cleaned up and we'd be ready to rock and roll again. So next, and then from there we'll go back over to the round pile that we've got, start bootlegging it back over to the Wolf Ridge and starting the whole process again. I'm gonna try and get the rest of these logs rounded up over here, and that way I can, as I'm pushing with the bucket and loading and moving them over here, I can get kind of a pile of rounds, at least right there, all in one spot, so a little bit up off the ground so they don't freeze down this winter, and also not have to jack around with having to move them, because there are another couple of loads of logs that are sitting out in the country that need to come into the yard. But no one was overly excited about coming up here with all of this garbage and everything unorganized. So we're gonna make ourselves an opportunity here if some wood needs to come up here, that we at least can get everybody turned around. So anyway, thanks for coming along with me today. New bin gonna be starting. Appreciate all the support out there. You guys know the program. Like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you on the flip side.